Go. I don't know what to say when you're next to me. I feel so warm and safe. It's these feelings I feel that make me wanna stay. Let's stay a while, maybe let's just chill. And when I see you smile, it brightens up your face. When I feel your touch, it's such a warm embrace. It's that joy I feel. I don't want to go away. So I turn to you. And this is what I'll say. Let's stay a while. Maybe let's just chill. Stay for the night. Maybe let's just chill. Stay for a while. Just chill. When I when I touch, I don't wanna go here. When you're next to me, it's that joy that stays, and it's all because of that warm embrace. Stay for the night, baby. Let's just chill.
Go tell Kim I'm playing her music.
Baby, let's just chill. Smile. It brightens up my day. When I see you call, I don't know what to say. Let's stay the night, baby. Let's just chill.
Ho, ho, ho.
Come stay the night.
Just chill. Uh, What it do? What it do? Welcome, 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 welcome. It is T Nathan, and it is August the 8th, Thursday, and you're listening to Conversations with T Nathan. And you're listening to us either on the GCPR network and all our worldwide locations, or you're listening to me and seeing me across all my social media, except X and Instagram, because I am late as usual. Yeah, I'm late. I'm late. I'm black. I'm late. Okay. And we get that out the way. So my show's technically started like 10:03. Yeah, because you know I'm late. Yeah, who is shocked that I'm late? Um, yeah, tell Olivia we're gonna act like Kim. We just got through playing my intro song. Let's chill. Yeah, that is Chemical. She's in here now. We're gonna make sure y'all give her a follow. And in GCPR, we're gonna start. We'll be doing a Saturday music for independent artists. So you'll hear a lot more of Chemical and her son. I got her son's music also lined up. You'll start hearing that in September. We'll be starting our Saturday show, and I'll be playing independent artists across um, the GCPR network. As soon as we get the app up and going, that's when I plan to start the show so people can listen to the show. And we're gonna talk on the show music, some probably culture, probably culture and music, and not so much of me ranting about the social injustices that I can't make you any promises. The Saturday show might just become an extension of my conversations with show with lots of music. So at any rate, you all will be ready for it. Um, I actually reached out to my instructor at school because he makes music. Well, bring them all. I take all the music I can get. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Y'all safe? We got one more day before the weekend, and then it's just any other day. It's just any other day. Today has been an interesting day. Um, I don't know if you got the chance to see any of my recent social media posts today, but today I was listening to the press conference that Donald Trump gave that turned into a meltdown. And let me tell you something, right? If you follow me and you know that uh, there are black people and then there are people who happen to be black. People who happen to be black, I refer to as Rocky Raccoons. Feel about it the way you want to. I don't care. But I'm trying to wean my people out of using the crabs in the barrel mentality or all that about black people. No, those are people who happen to be black, and we need to start delineating from them. And we understand that because the black people are about black liberation and black unity, and crabs in a barrel, like people who happen to be black, are about preventing that and in service to white supremacy. And that's a whole different animal, and I want us to get used to. Welcome, Olivia. Welcome, Chief Security. Um, Happy birthday to Scrooge. Scrooge. All right. Is that Scrooge? That's our Scrooge? Is that Uncle Scrooge? Well, really, my brother, because it can't be my uncle. Just as old as he is. All right. So we got to delineate that. And I bring that up because today, Donald Trump, at his meltdown rally, um, this is what he said. He said that he had as many people at his, you know what? I think it's better if I let you hear this in his own words, because he said he had more people at his rally than Dr. King had at his. So hold tight. Let's play this.
The biggest crowd I've ever spoken. I've spoken to the.
I'm going to play this for you so you all can hear it and you can understand my anger when I heard this. So let's see if I can play it for you all.
But you never see the picture of the crowd. The biggest crowd I've ever spoken. I've spoken to the biggest crowds. Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me. If you look at Martin Luther King when he did his speech, his great speech, and you look at ours, same real estate, same everything, same number of people. If not, we had more. And they said he had 1 million people, but I had 25,000 people. But when you look at the exact same picture, and everything's the same because it was the fountains, the whole thing, all the way back to from Lincoln to Washington, and you look at it, and you look at the picture of his crowd, my crowd, we actually had more people. He said I had 25,000, and he had 1 million people, and I'm okay with it because I liked Dr. Martin Luther King. Yeah.
And I posted a video about it, and I think some of my TikTokers released it recently because of course they held it up. But this is the thing, right? Number one, the amount of anger that wells up in me every time I hear him mention Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s name, or whenever I hear any of those bigoted, racist, narcissistic individuals mention Dr. King's name to try to fit their narrative is one thing. But to hear him compare the March on Washington from August the 28th, 1963, the March for Jobs and Freedom that drew over 250,000 people from across the country to descend on Washington for this march, to the 53,000 people he had on the plaza on January the 6th, that he basically was trying to turn into a weapon against the base of democracy of this country, is appalling. And any black person that sits by after he has said that and continues to show support in the face of these intentional swipes at Black excellence and to try to make it and put it on such a remedial, mediocre level. And I said it in the video when I ended it. This is why I will never be friends. This is why you don't come back after. If you can hear these people do this and consistently play in the face of Black people with our own Black icons and our own Black historical achievements, and to try to lessen them by comparing them to whatever it was he wants to think he was doing on January the 6th, is beyond the pale of disgusting. And may the ancestors judge you harshly for your support of that position. Um, that's why I say, I know people look at me and they think that I'm kidding when I say I know my enemies and I consider all Rocket Raccoons enemies. But I think some people laugh and joke too much at the intent of the videos. They think the ad hominems are funny. And yeah, they are funny. They're funny. But I think they think that I, at some point, am going to forgive and forget. No, my mind, the way my memory is set up, the way the ancestors built me, they built me not to make the same mistakes as others, where we have forgiven people that have shown us that they're going to continue to play in our face. Greetings, greetings, Queen Aunt. How are you doing? My Queen Aunt is in the building. I hope my mother's asleep. Um, yeah, Jay, go check out the other page too. Yeah, you can mod over there also. Check that page out before you come back. Um, and I don't see, like I say, just like these people, these Rocket Raccoons going around here questioning Blackness or telling us what's Black and what's not Black in the span of all of us with African heritage or Black. We are in the diaspora. We are part of the 200 million Black people living outside of the continent of Africa. We are the sixth grouping under the African Union, the diaspora. And then to say that that diaspora is somehow being split into sections and that somehow our ancestors who were dragged here in chains or somehow uncaring about their ancestors that were dragged to the same new world, as they called it, in chains to other parts like Caribbean, like Haiti, like Jamaica, like Brazil, which has the largest Black population outside of the continent of Africa. Like, we just going to say those are not our people? That somehow you understand that anti-Blackness is a worldwide phenomenon. It's not called anti-Black American Blackness. It's called anti-Blackness, and it is a worldwide phenomenon. And to have people try to minimize our Blackness by geographically locating us based upon where the colonizer dragged our families to and dropped them off with the intention of breaking our connections to that family, and we are somehow doing the work for white supremacists by allowing that to happen. You are my enemy. You are my enemy, and I will treat you accordingly. And anybody who tries to come in between me and my Blackness when it is related to my ancestors, they are the enemy, and we need to treat them accordingly. We didn't create these arbitrary rules of Blackness that only serve white people or serve master. Sally Hemings was not a mistress. She was enslaved. Everything Thomas Jefferson did to her, he did to her against her will. Her children are Black. Her children are Black. The idea that I watched a white man go into Kamala Harris's lineage back to a slave owner and somehow try to convince us that because that slave owner was in her lineage, that the non-consensual relationships he had with his plantation wives was somehow delineated and made them non-Black. You all sit back and let them do that if you will want to. I told you all when I went into that phone call with those 53,212 black men, and we said we were not going to allow the bitchification of Kamala Harris, nor we were going to allow the gentrification or the racification of her. We were not going to allow it, regardless of you can have a discussion and it might be civil with me if you can come with some policies, but no civil discussions will take place if you attack her blackness or you attack her womanhood, because in turn, you are attacking my blackness if you do, and you're attacking my mother, my sister, my daughter, all the members, female members of my family's womanhood if you do. And before I sit back and allow that, we are enemies. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I advise you white people to sit out the conversation, because there is no such thing as you mean well and you don't understand. Because you understand the fact that if this was 1817, Kamala Harris would be a slave. So don't come at me with this, we're trying to understand, or are you all gonna vote for her just because she's black? Don't ask me that question. As many white men, as mediocre white men you all voted for just because they were white? Don't ask me that question. Don't talk about the lesser of two evils to me all of a sudden when the black woman is one of the lesser of two evils. That's a no-brainer for me. And if you all continue to let them play in your face, see, see, there's some things I have let you all go with. I have let you go with that only some people are fighting. I made excuses for you. Oh, well, they're older, or, they're infirm, or, I got this. Not this time. Not on this issue. I'm gonna fight on the other side of the issue. But what you're gonna get your asses up and do is you're gonna make sure you stand in her blackness. This is not, this is, yeah, automatic TV. This is not a discussion. This is not a discussion. This is not a request. This is a line being drawn. And I don't draw, and you ask anybody to know me, I don't draw lines in the sand that can be stepped over. When I draw a line, I usually get a chisel and a hammer, and I hammer it into granite, because this is a line that I will not be moved on. I don't want any conversation to start off with me but her blackness, or but anything about that. All you're gonna do is get cussed out if you're not close enough to me for me to knock you out. This is not compromising. This is unwavering. This is where we stand. And you can either stand with it or you stand against it. That's it. You stand with it or you stand against it. There is no in between. Because at the end of the day, all this lukewarmness that you all have been displaying is one of the reasons we can't get high. And am I saying Kamala Harris is a savior of black people? Hell no, we're our own saviors, and we need to get up off our ass and start working for our salvation. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to be out here fighting in the streets with me every step of the way, you're going to do whatever you can to make sure that the fight we're having in the streets is easier than it could be. This is your chance. You meet all these people say, well, what can I do to help you? What can we do? Well, you don't give me money, so we're going to just eliminate that, unless you're my queen aunt or some other people in here, my subscribers. You don't give me money. So get your asses up, and you know what to do on election day. Because like at the end of the day, I'd rather deal with a weak Democratic Party than a unified Republican Party. And since some of you all are not going to be out here protesting or fighting for the rights and privileges that you enjoy, if you want us to keep going, show us who you want to be on the election day. That's what I'm looking for. Because I'm going to let you be whoever you decide to be. Whoever you decide to be on election day, I'm gonna let that decision is the decision you're going to live with. So, and that's it. This is I keep telling people, this is the inflection point that we have waited lifetimes for. We messed up the last inflection point. We had an inflection point before, 2008. We had an inflection point. And what happened? What happened? Barack and I differ on some policies. That's true. I have criticized Barack before. But at the end of the day, I still worked for him to be in office. And I still tried to rally people to understand that you can't just go home now that you have a black man in office if you're not going to give him the support he needs to accomplish the things he needs to accomplish. And a lot of you all, stop listening to people talk about reparations that can't even spell reparations. Y'all out here listening to people talk about, well, what they're gonna do for reparations. Spell reparations. And then tell me the 5 points of reparations. Because all you're looking for is a check in your pocket in the same system, you're gonna continue to get what you always got, because our reparations can't be just defined by monetary gain in a system that is going to stay the same. That is not it. That is not going to work. If we don't address the systems and institutions that have perpetuated racism for the last 400 years, it's not about wealth. Because LeBron James can get the same N-word sprayed on the side of his mansion in a gated community than I can get in Gulfport, Mississippi on the side of my house. Well, actually, I'm gonna take that back, because the side of my house is actually the last place racists are going to find themselves at in Gulfport when I live in a neighborhood full of gangsters. So there's a difference, but the same idealisms exist. Wealth does not insulate us against racism. It didn't insulate Tulsa. It didn't insulate Oscarville. It didn't insulate any of the Centralville. It didn't insulate any of the Black Wall Streets that existed between 1919 and 1923 that were burned to the ground. It didn't insulate Wilmington, North Carolina. It didn't insulate them against wealth. See, we have this misnomer in our community that Black communities have not been able to build wealth. We have a history of building wealth in this country, but that history is always followed up by the first time some racists get mad at us, they set our shit on fire. In Tulsa, they didn't just set it on fire, they stole whole pianos out of our homes. They stole furniture before they burned down the house. The whole Tulsa race riots massacre was rooted in envy, was rooted in the fact that Black people were showing they were self-sufficient. And I know people who live in Atlanta know that Atlanta has not escaped, because the Black section of Atlanta was burnt down before also. Yeah, and you act like, understand, this is our history. I'm not talking about things that are outside the realm of possibility. Y'all keep trying to shake hands with people who are trying to kill you and thinking they're going to see the light because your intellect is just so enormous. And they're going to be like, I never thought of it that way. That's not going to work. And then when you all run off crying because they hurt your feelings, I want you to understand, no, you hurt your own feelings by your expectations. Y'all remind me of people in abusive relationships that think that the abuser is going to change because you're just such a good person and you want them to see your heart. That's not how this works. But you all will show more grace to a bigot, a racist, or a rocket raccoon than you will to your own brother and sister. You will show more grace to the people working against you than the people that might say, well, we can't eat at the same table, but we all gonna eat. You all will start more drama with the people next to you than you will start with the people with their foot on your neck. You all spend more time trying to educate people who are showing you that it's not about education, it's because I'm a bigot, than you will spend a brother or sister that's looking for answers and you're belittling them because they don't know. Like there wasn't a time in your life when you didn't know. when you didn't know. And here you are telling them, well, this, and this. You didn't know all the time. I'm going to tell you a secret. I know a lot of you all didn't know. I judged you when I met you, but I also judged that you were not the enemy and I could teach and I could show. But I see some people are not willing to extend that same grace that they got to others. What's up, poetic? Greetings, salutations. See, you all are out here singing Kumbaya with people who are singing Kumbayuju. You're out here trying to sing We Shall Overcome with the same people who have you singing We Shall Overcome. And you think it's noble. You think there's some nobility in this reaching, all this. I remember after July the 27th, right? And all these people were talking about, oh, we're gonna tone down the rhetoric. This is not who we are. Political violence is not what this country is about. This country was built on political violence. What the fuck y'all talking about? This country was built on political violence. What did you think they were doing? Having a picnic? You all out here talking about Dr. King was killed because of political violence. El Haj Malik Shabazz is dead because of political violence. Fred Hampton is dead because of political violence. Medgar Evers dead because of political violence. Mm. You act like Fannie Lou Hamer wasn't beat in that prison, that jail because of political violence. You act like the water hoses that were turned on our children in Birmingham wasn't because of political violence. The dogs turned on them. 4 little girls in Birmingham, a city that became known as Bombingham because the bombings in the Black community was so prevalent over the summer of 63, 64, 65, 66, and 67 that they nicknamed the place Bombingham. That was political violence. Stop playing in my face when it's all of a sudden white people are suffering and you say, we're not going to have any more political violence. What was your damn voice when communities of color were being burned to the ground because of political violence? So now it's too hot for you all, and you want to say, well, we got to turn down the rhetoric. My people were lynched. What were you turning down the rhetoric at then? There were so many of my people missing, lynched, and we don't even know they were lynched until we found them decades later in a grave, a shallow grave. Where were you at then? You got the nerve to talk about political violence in the face of the violence that has been consistently done to the Black and brown communities in this country. What did you think would happen to the indigenous people? That was just a day in the park? But all of a sudden, when white people are white people in and doing white people political violence, all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we can't have this. I'm gonna need you all to get all the seats you all can get and take them to the edge of the known universe and sit your asses down. Political violence of people dressed up in sheets with holes cut in the eyes of their bed cases and burning our families out of their communities and taking their property. What was that rooted in? What was Operation Move, 1981? What was that about? They would never do that to the other side. Like I'm saying, don't talk to me about political violence when a white boy who is a part of the party that you are a part of climbs up on top of a building with a weapon that everybody in their right mind have been trying to limit to people to hold, and it takes a pop shot at your cannon. Don't talk to me about turning down some rhetoric, because you are out of your mind. And that is what we let them talk us into. We have let them talk us into somehow all of a sudden the pain and suffering, the death that has occurred in our community for people who are just standing up to be treated decently as human beings. The civil rights movement was not about fighting for more than everybody else had. It was about just fighting for the rights to have access to what everybody else has access to that is not black or brown. We weren't fighting for more. I don't even believe in equality. I'll tell you the truth. I don't believe in equality, but I believe in equal treatment under the law. And that's what we were fighting for. That's all they were fighting for during the civil rights movement. Even though they didn't have a plan because they went for segregation, and that like segregation was somehow going to be the end all be all for people moving next door to people who can't stand you. Like that was going to miraculously make them love you. And when Dr. King recognized that, he realized that. See, that's when Dr. King became dangerous. You need to start earlier. What I need to start what earlier? I'm only a couple of minutes late. Only a couple of minutes late. Yeah, I'm black. What do y'all expect? I'm black with a red beard. You expected me to be on time? I was on time. I was on time, but I got up at the last minute. And then I came back and it was 2 minutes after. So that is on time for me. Greetings and salutations, Black Historian. How are you doing? Greetings and salutations to everybody just joined us. I just seen an influx over here on the GCPR. I don't know if it's timing, but thank you for joining me. I am, like I said, we're working on the app. We will have the app finished soon, and then you all will be able to listen to me on the app and just put me in the ear and take me out when I am getting too loud. But it is what it meant. We got 25 minutes left on GCPR, and if you are in a country where you can watch me on my social media, please join me on social media. But like I said, if you're at work and you can't do social media, we'll have the app and you can just keep me in your ear and pretend like you're listening to classical music. But that's where we are. This is not something that is new either. This is not new. And that's why I say, when I hear people talk about the situation we're in, like we just realized it yesterday. No, we've been screaming this from the top of the mountaintop because, my allergies are acting up. We've been screaming this from the top of the mountaintop. We have, because we haven't moved from that mountaintop since 1963. I know people like to believe it because our chains are shinier than the old rustic chain that our ancestors were dragged over here in. They like to believe, we're fighting for chains. Who got the shiniest chains? But we've been screaming. I've been talking about revolution ever since I woke up. I've been listening to people talk about revolution. I've been listening to people fight about revolution. I've been listening to people act like it's nobler to die for revolution, like we don't have enough martyrs in the history of our country that has not moved the needle towards revolution one bit. I am tired. TNathan is the type of boss. He is always late to mandatory meetings that he decided to have. And don't let me get there early one day and y'all late, y'all on my time. I'll be sitting there at the table looking at y'all like, oh, this how y'all do? I'll just come in when y'all get ready. Yeah, we got a revolution to run and you just come in when you get ready. Yeah. I love us. That's the thing. You know how much it hurts to love us and to look at us and say we are better than what we're doing. That we are better. Then to have to listen to people that act like they just woke up. It's one thing not to know a lot of the information I know, but it's a whole thing to not understand oppression. It's a whole nother thing to act like your personal oppression is what we're fighting for instead of the oppression of people that look like. It's just a shame to understand that we have people out here that they're only fighting for a couple more crumbs from the table that we set. That is painful. It is painful to listen to people cap for old white men more than they cap for us. It is painful. It is painful to watch people buy into a system that you continually talk about how we have to dismantle, but they're only fighting to strengthen. I'm fighting to weaken the system. And yeah, that is it. And I admit, anybody who knows me knows it is all about the end game. No matter how it looks in the between, it's about a goal. And I keep saying what the goal is. And I keep getting looked at like we're crazy. Because strategy is important, not just feelings, not just feelings. We got to have a strategy. And a lot of people's strategy is to just try to convince white people to love us. That's a lot of y'all's strategy. A lot of y'all strategies is to turn down who we are to make us acceptable to integration, to assimilation. Oh, we gotta assimilate. I don't assimilate anything. I understand the system we operate in, but by the same token, I believe in strategy. I'm I handle the trolls on his backup who stay here. All right, Jay. Yeah, if there's any trolls over there, get them. I need to look in because yeah, I'm not monitoring that. I'm gonna be more because I don't care what people think. Tim, I do care what people think. I just don't care what the people that most other people care what. I care what my people think, but I don't care what the oppressor thinks. I don't care. I don't get up in the morning and wonder. I wonder what white people are thinking I should act like today. I wonder what the oppressor expects from me today. I told somebody once, all right. I told somebody one time we were talking about revolution. I say, if you see me walking in the White House in a red dress with a black wig on and 6-inch pumps, you need to mind your business. You need to mind your business. See, that's another thing we got a problem with. We can't mind our business. If you're not in the revolution, mind your business. If you're not going to be part of the revolution, just mind your business. That's all I ask. Keep pushing. That's right. Don't ask me what I'm up to. Don't ask when did this change occur. Don't ask me any of that. Act like you don't know me. Act like I want you to act the same way you act when we're out here trying to feed those who happen to be homeless. I want you to act like you don't know me enough to send any donations of corn. I want you to keep that same energy. Act like you don't know me. I don't care if I didn't cut my beard off. But if I'm serious on a mission, I'm gonna cut the beard off. But that's that's it. We're so afraid. We have been conditioned so much to not like leadership that we don't understand we need leadership in our own community. We have been conditioned. Let me say that again. We have been conditioned to not like leadership so much that we are not willing to accept leadership in our own community. It just won't work. They won't leave us alone, but don't like us. Maxine, at the end of the day, we have to stop investing so much in what they like or dislike and start understanding how to accommodate the ventures that we like. But we have to start liking ourselves too. I'm not talking about rocket raccoons. I'm not talking about self-hate. See, somebody goes all the way and think I'm talking about self-hate. No, liking yourself and hating yourself are not the same thing. A lot of us think we like ourselves. A lot of us think we like ourselves. No, because when you like yourself, you like you and that which is attached to you. When you like yourself, I can like you and argue with you. I can like you, argue with you, and still want you to eat at the same time. See, we have to get out of this mentality that has been bred into us of not trust. It's like I always hear, oh, you can't trust black people. And I'm like, you black. You black, and saying you can't trust black people. You know how many people I've heard in my comment section when I make a video and say, I hate all these uneducated black people? I say, what are you saying? You in my comment section saying, go King. So that means black people are not uneducated, because what you think I am? People will make these blanket statements about blackness, and I'm looking up and you're black. That's why I say we have to start delineating ourselves from people who happen to be black, rocket raccoons, and black people. And black people need to overcome some of the implicit structural damage that we have been caused mentally and emotionally that causes us to not trust each other. I got people that'll tell me, I have people tell me, this is it. This is so funny to me. I have people that will agree with what I'm saying, will talk about this, and then go and follow a white man talking about the same thing and be over in his comment section donating to whatever cause he on. And they're not even saying the same thing. Most of the white content creators you all follow that are talking about social justice issues, they're imitating black people. They're regurgitating something they've heard a black person say. But you all be over there acting like their jock is made of gold. You be acting like they have said something you haven't heard from your grandmother, your brother, or your sister. You will tag them in videos and ask them to speak on something that I am speaking on already. Do you understand that? And that's not Rocket Raccoons doing it. That's black people doing that to themselves because they have been conditioned to think that. I asked a question one day. It was one of the lowest videos I ever made because no one acted like they wanted to comment all of a sudden on my video. When I asked them, why do you all listen to white people tell you about the black experience more than you listen to black people telling you about the black experience? You got white people on here that have never spent a day in the black community telling you what black people think, and you all over there like eating it up. I have to say that we don't have some great accomplices, but you all not even listening to them. You're listening to people that think they're allies. You're you all not even listening to the people that are out there with me getting thrown off steps or fighting for people. You all out here listening to people I ain't never seen at a rally. I ain't never seen at a protest. I ain't never seen at any of the stuff they talk about. And you all are out here financing them. I noticed that a lot of our people associate intelligence with whiteness. Patrick, because they've been conditioned to associate intelligence with whiteness. Like I say, I have people come to my videos and I'll be like, gone. And I actually give you sources. I actually break it down. And I have people come to my videos, tell me that in the same breath say, I can't believe all these ignorant black people out here. And I'm like, what? What in the hell in video land, do I come across as something besides black? Do I come across as something besides black? I be just looking at these comments sometime and I be like, are you for real right now? Are you for real? And like I say, this is not Rocket Raccoons. These are black people that don't understand the conditioning that they're under when how do you type that out, read it over, and hit send on the post of a black man explaining stuff, breaking down things, intellectually providing you with source material? How do you type that comment and hit send on it as a black person? What kind of internalized inferiority are you feeling that makes you type that? All these blanket categorizations of negativity. Why are we never blanketly smart? Doctor, why? Dr. Carter G. Woodson, my favorite historian, my favorite graduate of Howard University, not W.E.B. Du Bois. He tells us that if you start our history at slavery, of course everything looks like progress. But our history, that's why I be getting on the people trying about Kamala Harris's blackness and black Americans and all this, all these black people want to be everything but black. You want to be Christian. You want to be everything but black. You want to be Mississippians instead of black. I'm a black man that came of age in Mississippi. I'm not a black Mississippi. I'm a black man in America. I'm not a black American. I am. I tell people all the time when we listen to people call themselves African American, and I'll be like, don't you understand what that term means? Africa is a goddamn continent. You never hear Israeli Americans call themselves European Americans. Why are you running around here calling yourself African Americans? You could be an African in America, you could be a black person in America, but America doesn't recognize dual citizenship of any country in Africa. 10-minute warning, y'all, 10 minutes. But here we are embracing terms, and we might as well embrace the one drop rule. I tell people, when they tell me about that, I say, black people didn't create that. Black people didn't create the one drop rule. All of a sudden, you all out here acting like the one drop rule is something we created when Africa is the most diverse country and diverse continent on the planet. Every color of blackness exists in Africa without the aid of Europeans. Every eye color, every hair color in its black glory exists. We don't imitate. I had someone tell me the other day, oh, you got a red beard and blue eyes. My eyes are not blue. That's first thing. They're not blue. And you all don't have the market cornered on red beards or blue eyes. And we got people out here telling them, oh, black women wear wigs because they want to imitate white hair. I say, you could be so wishful thinking. You could be so wishful thinking. Wigs were found in prehistoric and pre-dynasty Egypt. When I say pre-dynasty, that's because I mean before the colonizers and the Pompeians and the Ottomans invaded Africa and set up homes in Egypt. Before the white pharaohs mixed, before them. That's what I tell people. It was like I was listening to everyone always talk about advanced civilization. Whenever we talk about advanced civilizations in Africa, we always talk about aliens came down to help us. Well, no one ever says an alien came down to help Europeans build cathedrals. I've never heard any story that involved, oh, the 16 chapter was built by aliens coming down to help them. But the minute black people make major accomplishments, it's always aliens. Well, let me tell you, the spaceship came and this is what they were doing. And I'll be like, yeah, of course. And they don't even think about the flip side. How advanced would our civilization have to have already been for aliens to decide to make contact with us and not you all? I mean, just listening to these arguments. Because we all must, everything in the world history, that's why anti-blackness is a worldwide phenomenon, because everything in history, when it comes to black people, has always been about, they've either built their society on somebody else. I don't know who y'all talking about, because y'all didn't exist there. If we did build our societies on somebody else, it was somebody else that looked like us. While you all were out here running around talking about the world was flat, black people had circumnavigated the world. We had visited indigenous cultures and we exchanged information and knowledge and we went home. We went home. We didn't go as conquerors. We didn't go as colonizers. The Phoenicians sailed the world. Columbus's men thinking they're gonna fall off the edge of the earth. It wouldn't have been nothing better except that they ran into some kind of hurricane and those ships never made it to this portion of America. It would have been the greatest day ever if all three of those ships sunk and instead of reaching the shores of, they didn't even step shore on Appomattox proper, of Puerto Rico, Hispaniola. That would have been a great day in history. Matter of fact, if the multiverse exists, I want to see the multiverse where Columbus and his men drown. I want to see that multiverse because have you all ever read Columbus's diaries? The way he treated the indigenous populations that he ran into, how he gave them swords by the blade end and called them simple because they didn't understand that you were a psychopathic maniac and you're living to see them hurt themselves. Have you read the part where he talks about what he did when he got there because his men deserved free time and he turned the women of these villages over to them against their will? These are the people who call themselves discoverers, founders. These are the men that you worship. The third president of the United States was Thomas Jefferson. While you are talking about Kamala Harris's great 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 grandfather was a slave owner, then you're talking about the signers of the Declaration of Independence. You're talking about the Sally Hemings family. How many warning? Hey, GCPR, we got 5 minutes. If you all would like to tune in and listen to me for the rest of the day, then for the rest of the night. And it's not gonna be a long time, so I am because my allergies are acting up real bad. I need to put some eye drops on. But yeah. Did they were true savages? They still are. Bigots and racists have not have not strayed far from their savage roots. But it takes a savage to beat a savage. That's why I am the savage localist. Because while you all go high, I'm telling you, when you all think some people are low, I'm reaching up and dragging them down lower. A lot of y'all, I love Michelle Obama to death, but that wasn't for everybody what she said. When they go high, when they go low, some of y'all do need to get high. But some of us need to stay behind and drag that dog down that's trying to chase you into the air so master can shoot you as soon as you fly above. Yeah, somebody needs to be there to drag them to hell. I tell you, I can make a horror movie where I will drag you down. Tell you, see, Kimiko, you got to go to hell. I lived it. I stayed there. I became acquainted with my demons a long time ago. We spent a lot of time in solitary confinement, and we just came. We say, look, I was like, look, I ain't gonna unalive myself, and you're not gonna take me over. So I guess you all got to come to an understanding because I'm going to be in control of this vessel. Now, what part do you want to play? You can play a part, or I can exercise you. Those are your two options. And we talked about it for months in that cell by ourselves. Until when I came out the man you see today. Because I understood the ancestors, everything the ancestors designed me with is for a purpose. They gave me the strength of my father so I can drag tree trunks when I need to, or I can knock a motherfucker out when I need to. They gave me the help of my great grandmother so I could be here long enough to do it. And they gave me the brains of all our ancestors before they were enslaved that built, irrigated, and made great civilizations. That's your Gulfstone. That's your brownstone, Kim? I was wondering who lived over there. Well, I'm gonna have to come over and visit you someday. I was wondering who lived in that brownstone. Yeah, I was wondering who lived in that brownstone. TNathan, what are, what ideas do you have that will make the Black community more unified? Um, First one I was talking about tonight. The first one is we have to realize our shortcomings in the department of our expectations of master's grace. We have to start understanding where does our own brainwashing lie? 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And then we have to eradicate it. You don't come to agreements with your own brainwashing at the hands of the slave master. There is no concessions with it. There is no coming to terms with it. There is only excommunicating. We have to learn. It's like I tell people, we have to accept leadership. The Zulus did not turn the British and hold them off for so long because everybody understood the code. They had a great strategical leader who understood. We have to understand that. And we have to get to that. Before we can be united, we have to admit that unity doesn't involve us all being the head. Unity involves it. Until we start having those conversations with ourselves and start making sure that we understand that, we're not getting where we need. Hold on. Hold on. Change is coming. Hold on. All right, hold on. I got uh, I got 1 minute. What's up, GCPR? This is TNathan. We're about to sign off for this Thursday, August the 8th. I'll see you for our last show of the week tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time on the GCPR network. Thank you for spending this time with TNathan on Conversations with TNathan, and we'll holler at you tomorrow. If you would like to join the after set, join me on my social medias across TikTok, the YouTube, Twitch. Um, yeah, if you don't have those, hey, I'll see you tomorrow night. Peace. All right, got that. All right, now I can start directly answering your questions. Uncle T, you have to remember that Vivian lives next door to me, so you know it's a big block. Yeah, yeah. Y'all do? Y'all live that close to each other? I didn't know that. I did not know that. Well, you do have to remember that Bill next door to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got all y'all. I'm gonna stop by and see all of y'all. I'm in down in hell. We family, yeah. And we have to start realizing that. That is what you just said, Chemical, is so important. That we have to start realizing that we are family. We are less than 5 hours from each other. That's a long jog. That's a long jog. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Next event coming up is I told you I was sharing the story, Queen Mother, about what I'm doing now is I am because of the Supreme Court ruling. What I'm doing is getting in contact and targeting a lot of the younger people that have families to go to. Like I told you a story about the two young ladies that we helped get home. Those are the things we're really working on. We're really working on reaching out to people that have families that they can go to, that maybe some misunderstanding has occurred or whatever. And then we're doing what it takes to get them home. That's the project now. Of course, and of course, this is August, so I'm going to make sure we do a Labor Day meal. We're always going to do meals on holidays and participate in them also. So, and you know me, I'm gonna do it regardless. I did it before TikTok. I did it when I was, this is the thing I tell people about. Even when I was running the streets and doing what I did to go to prison, we were still taking care of our community. Um, that's what we did. If Miss Rena needed money on her rent, she would get it. She would get it, and it was house note. It wasn't rent. Y'all know when we had houses in the South. It made you feel good. But we have always had to come together as communities. I remember going to Chicago and rent parties for people because that's what we did. So my events are always ongoing because it's never know when I'm going to run into somebody. I need somebody, and they say, "Hey," or I'm gonna call somebody's mother or father and say, "Hey, I got your daughter or son here, and just want to let you know." They said they hadn't talked to you in a couple of months, and it never fails. They always say, a parent loves their children. Children might think we don't. Um, Make sure you do. Might make Labor Day. All right, I'm actually tell you. Um, I'll DM you. I have a thought. I have a thought about that with the upcoming election. I want to do something. I want to do something big. I want to do something. I want to be in DC Um, I want to be in DC for in October, and I want to be in. I think I know where I need to be in November, but I'm hoping it's in California, in Oakland. Hope I'm in Oakland for November the 5th, the night. But we'll see. We'll see. But those are the plans for that. It's going to be busy because I'm just been spending a lot of time on election events where I'm talking to the community, talking to people. That's why you'll see me online doing rallies for people that can't get to them or might not have the ability to watch. Or sometimes it's like it's one thing to watch a rally on television at home by yourself. It's another thing when I show them and we can get people in here and we can talk about what we're hearing at the same time and talk about what it means and break it down. So we got that to do. But me, Biff, Kim got air mattresses when you and Jay come visit us on say Harry. I probably don't need a mattress. I probably will be up the entire time. I'll be up. Yeah. It's like when we went to New Mexico to feed those who happen to be homeless in Albuquerque. I was up the entire time. I slept the entire time we were there. I was woke or I napped for an hour, but most of the time I was there, we were woke. I did go to sleep on Raven. I think she said I went to sleep for about the entire trip back from New Mexico. I think I slept about an hour and 45 minutes. I'm up. I'm up, especially in new areas, holdover. No, they're gonna have their own rooms. Do you know we live in style? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, air mattress. Yeah, you got Olivia. You might have you make sure you have a large air mattress. You know, I don't curdle up. I sleep stretched out. All 6'4" of me. I sleep stretched out. Yeah, so I don't curdle up. Yeah. So don't be give me don't talk about an air mattress that's like 5'9" or something, thinking that I'm going to be okay. Nope, nope, no 5'9" air mattresses. I'm gonna be hanging all over the side. Yeah, your brother come to visit, you need to make sure that you need to have a queen size at the least. You gotta have a queen size at least, cause I'm tall and I'm big. Yeah, you can tell I'm not a little guy. I'm not a little guy. Oh man. But that's what we're up to. Queen Mother, I will keep you in the loop. Um, I will keep, like I say, I appreciate all of you all that do. Uh, I need a queen. I'm 5'4". Yeah. Jay, you're 5'4". Jay, you a whole foot tall, shorter than me. Jay, you 5'4", and you 60 pounds lighter than me. I'll pick Jay up. Don't worry about it. I'll carry Jay wherever we're going. I'll carry him. I knew you were short. I didn't know you were 5'4". I thought you were like 5'6" or something. You 5'4". I used to weigh 165 pounds when I was in before I went to high school. You and Jay got your own bedroom with king size bed. Yeah. Yeah, I knew. I could tell Queen Aunt that you were like Stephanie Mills size. I could tell in your videos. I could tell Queen Aunt. I say, yeah, she reminds me of Stephanie Mills. She about the same. You're about an inch taller though than Stephanie. Yeah, come to the Bay Area. Welcome. I do. As a matter of fact, I'm posting pictures of the last time I was in the Bay Area. I do come to the Bay Area, and I always make it a I always make it a destination to go to the donut shop. You know what donut shop I'm talking about? I always make it have it to go to the donut shop, and go to Berkeley too. We last time we were there for a protest and helping with the shell mound, excuse me, in Berkeley. So yeah, I am. Jay does not need a king size bed. We can give him. We'll say that. I am not saying that. Never get a little Napoleonic ass mad at me. Because I'll tell you, yeah, yeah, short people are dangerous. Yeah. See, people my size, I gotta just worry about them up here. The short people, they believe in low blows. And I'll be like, yep, yep, not going there. JB done beat my shins up, and I'm not doing it. Yes, I'm in San Francisco, Bayview Hunters Point. Okay, no problem. Man, I'm trying to think of this. Uh, oh man, I want to ask you about, but I forgot the name of the complex that they were. What's going on? Do you know what's going on with the shell mounds in Berkeley? I'm only 5'8", and I got a king size bed because I can. Hey, you got a bed that's taller than you off the floor? You got a bed. Your bed. My height is shorter than my mouth. Oh, don't worry, you got a big brother to back it up. Don't worry. I know that Chevron is leaving in Richmond. Really? You know, I couldn't believe that we were out there because Jerry Brown held a climate change convention and didn't invite any of the indigenous people, but we pushed them, we got in, we got them in. When you come to the Bay, I will have a meet and greet for you. Okay, they're moving to Houston? Makes sense. That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So, anybody, y'all know what time it is. We're about to get out of here. Anybody got anything for me before I go? Because you know what I'm about to do, right? Hey, you know what I'm about to. I got an entrance and got get my songs lined up. Hold on, got to get my song lined up. Because we're about to get out of here. But we can't get out of here without my song.
I don't want to stand here when you're next to me. I feel so warm and safe. It's these feelings I feel that make me wanna stay here. Let's stay a while, maybe let's just chill. And when I see you smile, it brightens up your face. When I feel your touch, it's such a warm embrace. It's that joy I feel. I don't want to go away. So I turn to you. And this is what I'll say. Let's stay a while. Maybe let's just chill. Stay for the night. Maybe let's just chill. Stay for a while. Baby, let's just chill. The way you make me feel, it brightens up my day. When I feel your touch, I don't wanna go away. When you're next to me, it's that joy that stays. And it's all because of that warm.
This song, hold on, I don't mean to turn it down that low. This song is called "Let's Chill" by Chemical on across all the platforms. I'm playing it right now from Amazon, but Chemical is in here. You all say hello to Chemical. Chemical 832. Yeah, this is my song. She know I love this song. It's called Let's Just Chill. And you can find it all those places. And you're going to be hearing a lot. You're going to be hearing this song a lot, right? Um, you all have a good night. Thank you for joining me here. And let's stay outside, baby. Let's just chill. Every time I hear the song, it makes me smile. Baby, let's just chill. Good night. Y'all have a good one. Peace.